Hello, I'm back again. It is Wednesday. Vlog is all set to go out on time, which is great. And I'm coming to pick orders today. I have currently 5 orders to pick. One of them is going to be delivered at the CNY meeting tomorrow. I did pull that order previously. That needs to get packed. So that other order will probably be one I will pick after I go to the post office today. I'm not going to worry about that before the post office. But the other 4 orders have to go out, so we're going to take care of that. This box is still here. I'm going to have to move that. And I noticed yesterday, and I loaded it up, my views to the store are over 60,000 now. Just a little bit. And so, yeah, we're up over 60,000 views to the store, which is kind of nice. I'm sure there's stores out there that have 1 million views, but I'm not too worried about that. So, yeah, I'm going to just jump on picking. I've also left the scanner plugged in because I was having trouble. So I don't have a working scanner at the moment. There's actually 2 up there and this one, and none of them seem to be working, which is bad. So I may have to call my tech help and see if they can come by. I had this happen once before, and I don't know what's causing them. I have an inkling what might have caused this one, but I don't understand why it caused it, and I don't know how to fix it. So yeah, we need to get that taken care of, because I need at least one to be able to scan things in, and preferably this one, because this one, you know, the base is attached via the cord to the computer, and then the scanner works all by itself. I think if I was to attach the scanner to the cord, it would probably work, but it doesn't work as well because I need that mobility, excuse me, the mobility to be able to scan in drawers while I'm not directly next to the computer. So I'm going to go pull some orders. As you can hear, my voice is not normal. But I am actually feeling better. I slept pretty well last night. So we're going to get on this stuff and get going. So thank you very much. Hello. So I've just gone and pulled 3 of the 4 orders. Actually, I have 5 orders. I forgot about that. So, and the first one, just these used parts, 3 used minifigures, and a couple of Technic pieces, and then this one small slope with a stud. That's all they got. Second order down here. They got a few new Technic type pieces. I guess that's Technic. That's a gear rack. And then some other pieces over here, used condition. I only had one of that orange piece right there. They bought that. So, and then the last order down here, they ordered some Mario parts. Lots of different parts like that. Some of these pieces I thought I'd never sell. And so we're selling some of them. That's good. And then just a few used parts over here. So we're going to get these 3 packed up and ready to go out today. And then we'll take care of the other order too, because that just came in, and then we'll go from there. As always, thank you. Hello. So we've gone and pulled the next order, and this one's kind of interesting. So these are the new parts they bought, and they bought 2 of this figure. I believe it's a clone, and then one of a Ninjago figure. They got this printed Ninjago tile for 10 years. That's kind of cool. On just some random other pieces. This one I could not track down. I could not find it anywhere where it was supposed to be, and I was just like, okay, didn't have a lot of time I want to spend on it, so I just went and I found a set that it was in, which is right over here. It was in the Ahsoka's Clone Battle Pack, and so we pulled that. The rest of the parts are in there, and actually this is the bag that it came from. All the rest of the parts are right there, and I made a note of the location it was supposed to be so I can go back and look for other drawers near there. It was basically listed in one of my Tuesday drawers, and there's supposed to be 5 left, so I had 6. So it's probably something that got added via the new store recently and did not get changed in its location correctly. So I've made a number of errors like that, so I have to be careful. And then they also bought these used pieces, including this clone trooper, which I had a little bit of trouble finding because he was in the wrong bag. But there was 2 different bags uploaded with the same trooper, and it was coded to the same location. So I think that's what happened. And then they bought 2 instructions, actually 3 kind of. They bought this one for this Speed Champion set, and then they bought this excavator here, and it has 2 instruction books, and they got both of those because it's just one price for the whole thing. So we have to send this in a larger package now because of those instruction books, but that'll be fine. We're going to work on getting this packed up and shipped out. As always, thank you, and if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Hello. It is a bit later on Wednesday, and I just pulled the order that I need to deliver tomorrow to the CNY meeting. This is the first one that came in, and I actually pulled the second one that came in first because it wasn't quite as big. But this one is fairly sizable. One 16 by 16 plate. These two, I think they were tents in one of the Friends sets or something like that. A bunch of the 8 by 16 plates, some smaller large plates, these tracks. That stuff all not going to fit in here. The rest of the stuff does fit in here. So I'm going to have this, and then I'll have something to put the rest of it in. I haven't decided what yet. But yeah, we'll get that ready to deliver to them tomorrow. I've got those two drawers that went from 2Zs to having one of each of those. So those two parts need to get moved to a 1Z drawer. And then up here, a lot of this stuff now has 2Zs, or maybe in a couple of cases 1Zs in it, and they need to move to the 1Z, 2Z drawer, so I'll take care of that as well. But we're going to get this straightened out first. It's going to be pretty quick. I just close the lid on this and then find a way to transport the rest of it easily and efficiently. And that is what I've got going on for picking. Now, I've been trying to make some room down here, and so to that end, I've been working down here a good chunk. I'm a little tired from it, but you know, that happens. I haven't really done much in this area yet, but I do have to get to this area and try to make some more room. Through that area too, needs to get some help on it too, and I really need to push and get that last acro drawer done so I can then do something with those empty drawer units. I have a thought where they might go. But down here, I have done a bit more. So I moved a couple of totes and a set around the corner here. Now this is a used copy of this set. I had thought it was new for a while because it looked like it was sealed, but it was not, so that's used. I've pilfered it for a part already. And then in here I've got some stuff that I bought from stores probably like 4 to 6 years ago. And then down here, I believe this is train track in there. Yeah, you can just barely see it in there, train track. So that I just moved out of the way. I then did a little bit of work over here, and the stuff that was here kind of went around the corner and slid back in there a little bit more. So that's kind of more out of the way. It gives me some more room. Did a little bit of changing here. Those two totes are empty. Moved some more small empty totes over here, which is here. Moved those little box things here. A couple more empty totes up there. Not much else has changed in here. And then the entry area. So the entry area I really have done a number on. All the piles of stuff that used to be over here are really gone. This is recycling cardboard that needs to go away. That's bulk Lego that for the time being is going to stay there. These are sets that they basically just about the same size as that box, so there's no need to take them out of that box. These cases need to go away at some point. Maybe somebody will become interested in them. Not sure what I'm doing with this. There's a bunch of instructions in the bottom tote and then some other things in the bag, and then that's a backpack. These 3 bags are all plastic recycling. And then I found this Walmart box I found over near Ben's area. Had never been opened. It was shipped to me like July of last year, and in it another one of the Galaxy Explorer sets. So that has to go upstairs with the rest of them. I moved the stuff that was here to get more room. I may do something with this little corner here. And then through here, as you can see, there's lots and lots of room down through here. A lot of it went onto these shelves. I moved the world map boxes, which are all empty. Those 4 of them. No, there's 5. Is there 5? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 5 there, and then there's 1 over there. They're all empty. Now I moved these boxes that were on the floor over there, down through here. I moved them up here to get them out of the way. Condensed some stuff down through here. Like one of the boxes that needs to be recycled was the paper, and I just moved the paper up and onto the shelf. So boom, the box is out of the way. Kind of slid this stuff in, move these totes down. I can actually get access to this door now. There's really not a reason to. However, something else that's happening tomorrow. My carpenter is coming by to just kind of take a look at things, and I may see about getting something put in to squish that insulation back and then make some shelves in here. Because if I could just do something, even with something as simple as like, I can have some shelves to put these empty boxes on, you know, until I need them, that would be helpful. It would give me a little bit more room. And so it's just dead space otherwise. You know, just have a little bit of room down there at the bottom so that the machinery isn't in the way. And of course it would have to go around this pipe which goes up through there. But yeah, I think it's doable, hopefully. And I'm not looking for like really awesomely designed shelves or anything. Just basically it could be like naked wood, just cut to the right size and attached. Pretty much that's all I need. I did some reorganizing through here, popped stuff up on shelves and condensed things into some vertical stacks and that sort of thing to make more room. A couple of things went over here as well. Like this set here was over in a bag over there. Just got 4 more of this from somebody in the log. They found it on clearance for $15. I bought it previously at 21 and thought it was a great deal. So 15 is even better. So that's great. And yeah, so this area here, I did slide some stuff underneath the table down there. This is probably going to need a little bit more help. And it's like some of the boxes through here, I might condense a little further to make a little bit more room. But I would say we're doing pretty well. This one set is a problem. I don't really have a home for it. And I know there's more of it upstairs. So that might go somewhere else. I also moved the Van Gogh sets that were here over here to this shelf. All 4 of them. So 3 of them in the box, 1 without. And then I put some promos that were floating around there on top there. This set here was over on top of some boxes that were over there, and the boxes are gone, and now that's gone. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to clear more room for stuff coming in next week. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I do need to tackle some stuff upstairs as well, because not everything that's coming in is going to fit down here, but we'll do what we can. And that is what I got going on. So I have to finish up that, and then I have to pack that order. We will be all done for orders for the lug meeting tomorrow, the CNY meeting. I will also say that I do have another order. They place it as a request for invoice, but they live several states away, so I don't think they're planning on picking it up at Bricks Rock. So I messaged them to see if they were planning on adding to the order or if they just made a mistake and just need to go ahead and get that invoice. So we'll see how that goes, but that'll go out at the earliest tomorrow. As always, thank you, and if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Hello, it is Thursday, and I just pulled a fairly decent order. It's all used. These are the pieces. They bought all these Tommy guns that I had. There was only 3. These curved lightsaber hilts. There was 4 of those. I think this came from one of the Tron set, if I remember correctly. It's one of the discs. Got one of the pterodons, and then some random pieces as well in this torso. And then I got a whole bunch of different figures, and they're all like aliens, and a couple of robots too as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on here. Not sure what they're up to, but hey, it's going to be fun for them, I'm sure. We're going to get this packed up and ready to go out today. My carpenter has been here and took some measurements, and we talked about some of the changes I wanted to make. And I think I talked about that before, but basically on the underside here, we're going to have a one size, and then a support, another size, and then another support. So in one half side here, so across 4 drawer units, there's going to be, instead of just 1 support, there's going to be 2, but it divides up, and it basically accepts those drawer storage containers perfectly in a couple of orientations. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to be aiming for at this point. And then, yeah, it's just otherwise everything is going smoothly. I have to get ready to go to the CNY meeting later this afternoon. Because I have to leave early enough to get there, because it's a little bit of a drive. It's probably about an hour. But that's about what I've got going on. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And we'll come back with some sort of an update later on. As always, thank you. Hello, here we are again. This is Friday. And I just pulled 2 orders. Nothing really special. This order is interesting. They only ordered 1 new part. And it's this. I believe it's supposed to be a Millennium Falcon cockpit for one of the microfighters. And then it was in the 2Z drawer, so now this is going to go to the 1Z drawer. And then they got these parts here. The trans neon orange headlight brick was the interesting one, I'd say. I only had the 1. They bought it. And then just some random other pieces. Down here, the only new part they bought were 2 1x2 plates in black. And then a bunch of used stuff. My guess is this shield may go to this guy. He's got the same emblem on his chest. But then we got, like, there's a jetpack, and then this one is an interesting one. Ben must have uploaded this. A white Star Wars blaster, which I didn't know occurred in white. But yeah, so just a smattering of parts on both of these. We'll get both of these out without any trouble at all. And we'll see what we get into next. As always, thank you very much. Alright, I just finished filming just a couple of minutes ago. And I was going through and double checking, and I found an error. This part, which I've already fixed, I pulled the black one, same piece, and it ordered a light gray. So I just need to pay attention. The black one was closer to me because I was standing on one side of the drawer. So yeah, just need to make sure you get the right part for people, because if you don't, they won't like it. As always, thank you. Hello. It is a little bit later on Friday, and I have gotten 2 orders very recently, and we're going to try to get them out today. It's getting close. It's probably right around 4 o'clock. Ben just showed up, and this is the first order here. They bought 10 of these horse hitch type things in new condition, and the rest of these parts are used. They got a couple of horses, some wagon wheels, some larger red plate, a couple of red parrots, and then just some standard pieces otherwise. The second order is not those red 1x1 round tiles. It's these red 1x1 tiles. They ordered like 3,400 of them. That's the only thing they bought. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly too, they're a brand new Bricklink user. They ordered from somebody else today. They got their feedback. So I'm thinking they might have just placed several large orders today. This is a couple $100. So yeah, I'm going to be happy to get that out to somebody. And we will go from there. As always, thank you. Hello. We are here a little later on Friday evening. And I got another order that I pulled. It's interesting too because this order came through as one of the paid pending that Bricklink has a banner listing across the top of their website. And it probably took another 30 minutes or so for it to clear through PayPal, and then it changed to just paid. So we're good with that. And this is what they ordered. So they got a few new things. A couple of those, they're called a weapon, but I think it's more of like, it almost looks like a tool to me. It's this like 3-pronged thing. An egg beater or a whisk. A couple of new black plain legs. This cape. And then 8 of these trans clear half-round things, and I have a feeling that might be why they came to the store, because it seems like the most unique thing, and they got 8 of them. That's all I had. Over here, they got one used pair of regular black legs. That's all I had. And then some other random pieces. 3 different trans red pieces. They got this visor piece, which is pretty cool. A couple of these energy effect pieces. And then a couple of the axe blades. Those are all cool. A motorcycle helmet in white. A couple of torsos, including a torso that goes down further in the front, which is kind of interesting. They do a few things like that occasionally. I've just started noticing it. I'm sure some of you have already known about this. Ben knows about it for sure because he's added these. But yeah, and it's also got these built-in shoulder pieces, so it's really cool. So they bought that. A couple of maces, this other weapon piece here, kind of a trans color there, and then a couple of these things as well. A couple of standard capes. And then a Nightwing from DC. And that is it. So we're going to get this package up and ready to go. I'm probably going to put it down the mailbox tonight because I'm probably not going to get to the post office before they close tomorrow. So that's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, and then this large cape here, I had 2 of it. It was in a 2Z drawer, so now it's 1. It has to get moved over to a 1Z drawer. So got to keep up with that stuff to keep things making sense. But yeah, that's what I got going on, and you'll notice that the table is not back there anymore. It's over here, and we'll talk about that later. But there's been some changes here, and most of them are temporary, but we're getting ready for stuff. So we'll come back and talk about that later. For now, thank you. Hello. So it is later on Friday, and Ben has just left. A little earlier than normal, but he has to be to work tomorrow at Bricks Rock earlier in the morning, so let him get out of here a little early. I have started inventorying the last acro unit. Just started though. As you can see, I'm only on the 4th drawer. And there's my half-eaten donut up there. So yeah, that's what I'm working on here. Use the laptop here and get that file created. There's not much in these drawers. Like if you go down here, it's empty. Not much. So it won't take long to get through these drawers. Then we can start putting those away, and it'll be the last one. Now, the table's moved. And underneath the table is gone. The other table that was here is gone. Stuff that was on top of it and underneath it, gone. Down at the other end of the large table, there was a bunch of totes gone. So this is what's going on. So the first order of business is I needed to make room to bring in the stuff that I'm buying in the store that I'm buying. If you haven't paid attention, I did mention it at least once before. I am buying another store. I'm actually going to be flying there on Monday evening to pick it up. And then driving back Tuesday late afternoon and probably a little bit Wednesday morning. And then Ben and somebody else who's normally here on Wednesday will be here Wednesday to help unload it. So I'm looking forward to that being a smooth process. And so yeah, the store over here hasn't really changed much. Everything is pretty much the same over here. I did put some empty containers down there just to move them out of the way. And there's another purple lidded tote way down there that has something in it that I think is still in the store and had been somewhere else, and I just moved it. So now let's look where we did with everything. So I got all those acro drawer units, and that's going to be important later on. But right now, they're over here. It's a little loud, but we stacked up a couple there, and then just a whole bunch through here, and we just kind of kept pushing them further back. One of them fell over. You can't see it. I can see it, but you probably can't. Fell over back there and is blocking the pushing anymore. So we were able to push some at a higher level, and then we pushed some along here. So that's pretty full at the moment. But we got them all in, except for the one I'm working on. And, you know, putting one somewhere isn't going to be a big deal. Got a bunch of empty type containers here. I want to consolidate that at some point and make more room. Going this way, I put over at the end of the table, there was this tote that I bought somewhere, and that was put here to get it out of the way. Around in here, since I'm not doing any laundry anytime soon, these 3 totes, which the bottom 2 are completely full, and this one is pretty full, of sealed bags from sets that were found in bulk lots. So that's new parts. Over here we did put a little bit into the electrical room, mostly empty type things. Some empty totes went up here, and pretty much the rest of it I think was here already. I did move these units from the entryway into a tote here just to get them out of the way. Those are empty as well. Coming over this way, you can see we moved the boxes that were over here, so the door will open more. And those are right here. The 2 in the front, I believe, are Tudor corner. No, yeah, there's 2 Tudor corners and 2 other sets. There's 4 sets. These 3 bags are probably going to go to the garage. It's just recycling plastic that needs to go to the grocery store. And then this is the last one. This tote is pretty heavy. It's got instruction books in it, and then the couple of bags are some Brick World items, and I think that's going to stay right there because this door doesn't really open, and so I just have to make sure I have enough room to open the other door, so that'll stay tucked back out of the way. I did move a couple of the sets that were here, which were items that I had opened previously to pilfer parts, and then over here we moved the last set that was on the floor around over there, along with all the boxes and stuff that were over here. Ben suggested this, and it worked out pretty well. If we come around the corner, you can see that there's some boxes there on the floor and some sets on the left. Put a bunch of sets on the shelves, though. That's the one that was on the floor as well. It's a Old Trafford Manchester United Stadium. And then, so that's the table that had been over there. I brought that over here. And so what I'm thinking is when we bring in stuff, one of the things that's coming is a table. And so we're probably going to, I'm thinking putting the table down through here, or perhaps on the other side, I haven't decided. To put stuff on and underneath, and it'll basically increase the space that we have to put stuff away. And then, let's see, over this way, just things are kind of pushed and slid around a little bit to make some more room. I'm probably not quite done doing that, but close. This box was underneath the small table that was over here, and it's got 4 or 5 copies of a specific set in it, which is the same set as those yellow boxes over there. And then my zip bags and other package are right here. This is the tote that I bring packages to the post office with when I have more than a couple. These are still new parts from the Indian Lake purchase. I still need to get those into the store. Some more random things. And then this is my pick cart, still sitting off here, ready to go. A bunch more parts ended up over here that are all reject parts. Those are not going to stay there for long, but I think I know what's going to happen with those. So, yeah, I think we are set to take the store in. I think we have enough places to put things between here, and then there's some room upstairs. So I'll need to do a little bit of juggling upstairs to make a little bit more room, but it's not going to be too bad. And then I need to get stuff put away. Now, my carpenter was here. I may have mentioned that, and he took measurements of the unit because it had been a while since he built it, and we talked about changing how the underside is, and he agreed that it'll work out, so that's fine. A couple other minor things I'm basically going to have him change. But we are going to slide the next one over to this point up here. So it's 5 inches is what we're going to gain. So it'll be 5 inches down there this way. And it's going to come through here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where yet. So because what's going to happen is when he's ready to install it, he'll come down and basically hold a piece of wood vertically where the edge of it would be, and then I will come over with the cart and see how this pole interacts with it. Because I don't want to be going around the pole and bumping into drawers over here all the time. So I am not going to start it such that it's basically, instead of coming off of this, it comes off the pole and then comes the full distance over. That would be too much wasted space. But if I have to pop out an inch or even an inch and a half to be able to get around that pole easily, that won't bother me too much. And then obviously, like I said, it's going to be slid a little bit further this way. So down here, it's going to have a little bit more clearance. I do have to do something with this level of boxes right here because I still have the lateral file cabinet here, and that's probably going to stay, although I could consider moving it. But for the time being, it's going to stay. I think this pile of boxes is probably okay. I mean, it's a little leany, but, you know, for the time being, it's okay. And then I will have to move this, but that rolls, so I can just roll it and put it over in front of those white things, or the white drawers or something like that. So once I get the store in, the goal is going to be to try to get that stuff processed into my inventory as quickly as possible. And then, since I've got this space clear, you know, he will be able to come in and assemble that. I do need to talk to him. He was saying perhaps end of next week or the following week he might be able to assemble it, and I think that's going to be too soon for me, so I'll have to message him. I do have a couple other small projects that he could probably work on here, and certainly he was talking about pre-cutting all his pieces at home and just bringing them and assembling them here. So that would work out as well. But yeah, I think for right now, we're in a good spot. I'm going to generate some more space here, I'm pretty sure. I think this cart here is going to roll over in front of the door. And then this is going to be free. And then the people who are coming next week after the store arrives, because on Thursday I have a couple of people coming, they can keep working on that, and I'm probably going to be plowing through working on the store as much as I can. I am not going to close my store. I will probably try to deal with orders that come in on Monday before I fly out, because my flight is like at 5:30, and I probably have to be over at the airport by like 3:30 to 4. So, I mean, I can get a bunch of orders out in that time. But yeah, so that is the plan for that. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. It's kind of tumultuous, but it's exciting at the same time because... yeah, it's the first major well, maybe not even the first, because I think those white drawers, none of those existed when I first opened. But yeah, it's going to be a major expansion. Ben and I spent some time talking about how we want to deal with the used sections, because as I've talked about before, my used sections have some categories of them. And so we're thinking we're going to reassign certain areas to certain places and then probably move things through attrition. In some cases, I think for like the minifig stuff, we're probably going to give minifigs 2 complete rows, or columns rather, of its own. And it'll be on this unit out here, over here. And I think what we'll do is, as he's putting parts away, if it's a brand new part, it comes over here. If it already exists in the store, he will go get it and put it in a new location. And I think that's probably what we're going to do. We will see how that best works. But yeah, I can't think of a single other thing to go over at this point. Yeah, it's exciting. So we're going to cut it right here and get back to some other work that I have to take care of. And yeah, so when this vlog comes out, it should be the day that I'm unloading the store. So it's kind of exciting. I may push the vlog too, and if I do decide to do that, of course, saying this now doesn't do any good, but I will post in the community post that I may delay it, and perhaps I will have it come out on Thursday and include some footage of the store actually here, because I'll probably take some footage of it at the other end and maybe some transport type pictures and that sort of thing, like I did last time, although I probably won't do anything moving because I'm driving on my own. So yeah, it's exciting. So we'll see you in the next clip, and thank you very much. Hello. So it seems a little odd to be starting the video over here with all this empty space now, when we're going to talk about over here. So this is the drawer unit that I just cataloged, and I've just put it away. I mean, there was only the first 2 rows, and then up to like one of these drawers through here had parts. So yeah, it wasn't a ton of stuff, and it is now put away. And over here, you'll see that there are no small drawers up top. We used them all. But over here, there is a few. There wasn't a lot of parts, and there was it was close to half new parts, but that means also half of them already existed, so I could add them to where they went. So it wasn't too bad. I do have one order. I haven't pulled it yet, and the reason I haven't pulled it yet is because this is the order. There, I've pulled the order. They ordered one of these little dogs, and then paid shipping on him. So we will take care of that, although I'm just going to leave him here until I actually get to pulling the order specifically. I don't want to mess myself up. I think what I'm going to do now is I have some more time before I have to do some other stuff. I am gaming tonight too. I'm going to start working on these cases, and I'm going to use this drawer unit to put them into because it'll be easier to put them away. And the nice thing is there's no labels on this particular drawer unit, so it's not like I'm going to mess myself up or anything like that. Not like I was messing myself up before. I'm not even really paying attention to the numbers that were on these cases. I was just basically pulling drawers in order, so yeah, that'll be fine. So that's what I'm going to probably work on next. And then once I get through those, Ben does still have some stuff over there, but yeah, I think we're doing okay on that purchase. There's still, a lot of stuff I need to deal with. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the Funko Pops. I just don't know what I'm going to do with those. I may end up trying to unload them fairly cheaply just to get them out of my house because I don't need them. In any case, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll come back with another update once we get a bunch of this done. Thank you. Hello. It's only been 2 or 3 minutes since I recorded the last clip, and I realized as I brought the acro door over here to start working on it, and I realized at my feet over here was this box, and this is that large quantity of single pieces. So this is actually going to be an easier thing to deal with, and it'll get more parts into my store and good parts into my store quicker. So that's what I'm going to deal with now, and hopefully we'll get that updated, and we'll show it because I'm going to have to stage it on the cart here to get it put away. But yeah, that's what we're going to work on next, and then we'll get to that other stuff, but that might then be pushed until tomorrow. We'll see. As always, thank you. All right, and just a couple minutes after the last clip, here we are. I've put all the parts out, and there's kind of like some themes. There's lots of tile here and masonry brick. So I've got 3 different colors of masonry brick here. These back here are, let's see, no, that goes over here. That's so these are 2x3 tiles in 4 different colors. These are 2x2 tiles in 4 different colors. 2x4 tiles. I've also got these little 1x1 round, but they're the flower ones in light bluish gray. Some 2x4 brick in white. These D tiles, if you will, in a couple of colors. And then over here I've got some of these tan corner tiles, and then also like these window frame things that they go inside the windows. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure why I got those, but there you go. So we're going to start working on getting this stuff in a file and ready to get uploaded into the store. It'll be fun. And then we're just going to pile stuff in here, and a couple of these are clearly going to be in shoe boxes because they're not going to fit in anything else I have. Some of these might already exist in the store as well, so we'll have to deal with that. As a matter of fact, I know this one does because I just put 2 of them away in one of the 2Z drawers. So there you go. As always, we'll come back and we'll show this cart once it gets full. Thank you. Hello. So, some bad news. I got kind of excited about everything, and I put away all those parts, so we really only have the view of when they were spread out in the bags on the table. However, I went and had some orders come in, and so yeah, this is one order over here, and I think I mentioned it already. The one dog, that's all they ordered. And then this order here, this is all they ordered here. All these heads are different, and then 3 different torsos, a cup, which is on its side, there we go, tile, and an umbrella. That is it. And then everything else is one order. So let's move this out of the way, that's empty. And so these are all used parts through here that I'll show. Lots of reddish brown and dark brown, and some other colors too. But all of these are used parts. It's going to be a big box to get all this in. And then on top of that, they also ordered these new parts. Not nearly as many, but there are some. And then I've got a few that need to get reassigned into a different location. This one is the one from here, and I always pull that out because otherwise I won't remember what part it is. Here it's very easy, there's only a couple of parts, and so these two are only one a piece each left. So yeah, then we're going to take care of that. It's going to take some time to pack the one order up, but we'll do those 2 first. It is Sunday, and I'm getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the start of a big couple 3 days. So we will go ahead and record this, get this ended. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, and we'll come back in the next clip. Thank you. All right, so I'm back just moments later, and I realized something that I forgot to mention. Not that it's terribly important, but I did forget to mention it. We were missing a part. Let's see if I can find where it is here. There it is. The dark bluish gray slope. That was supposed to be 2 of them. There was only 1. So no track on that. So what I did is I found out that this particular poly bag has 2 right here in the windshield. And I'll grab one of those. I only have 1 of this poly bag, so it's not something I would probably part out normally. So I'll probably pop it open, get that piece out, and then maybe I'll just hold it aside. I don't know if I'll actually part the rest of it out. I mean, I probably could, but we'll see. But for the time being, we're going to get that open and get that last part that we were missing for that order, and then we're going to go ahead to pack. Thank you. Hello. So I finished packing up those orders. They are right over here. The one took this big box. It's an 8x6x6 box, and then the other 2 very easily in the bubble mailers that I use. And then I have another order. They only placed the order as a request for invoice, but it looks like they'll probably be adding to it, so I went and pulled it anyway. And so these 6 pieces here are used, and this one's new. I just put them all in the same container. And they've asked to have them bagged separately, so we'll do that as well. And so we're going to get that taken care of so that when the next order comes through, I'll be able to just take care of that and be a little bit further along in the whole process. And that's all I've got at the moment. I'm thinking I'm still going to try to start working on those cases there, but we'll see if I get to that or not. I got a couple other things I got to take care of as well. As always, thank you. Hello. It is late on Sunday. I have taken care of the orders that I had come in. This is an order that I pulled what they had already placed, but it's just the first batch, and I'm expecting another batch probably, so that's waiting. I went through and inventoried several of the small cases of these, the extra parts from the store I bought. And the empty ones are over here, so 2, 4, 5 of the small ones. This unit is full, or rather, there's parts in each side of every drawer. There's a full drawer of a part. There's a couple of those, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. And then I actually continued to finish the case I was working on, and I grabbed another one, and I got through, I think, yeah, right there is where the last drawer. So just basically another row of drawers and 1.5 more. Still have these cases to do. They're all really simple pieces. 1x1 quarter round tiles, 1x1 round tiles, probably 1x1 regular tiles, these rolly things, the little pyramid shaped ones, cheese slopes. There's 1x1 rounds with a hole in it, 1x1 rounds with the bar on the top, just plain 1x1 rounds, 1x1 squares, just lots of small pieces. This will be relatively easy work to go through at some point, and I'll probably just continue using this. Table is clear except for that stuff, and actually I could probably move that stuff back over to the wood table to clear this off. I also vacuumed down here. It's not perfect, and I didn't move a ton of stuff, but there is large swaths of places where there is less cat hair hanging out. Most noticeably up over here. I think it's most common over here because it's the most common walkway in, and the cats can get down to the other side of those doors there. And then over through here, all this space is clear and ready. So yeah, I just have to get myself ready to head out tomorrow. Flying out in the evening to go pick up another store I'm purchasing. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that a couple of times now. But yeah, that's what I'm up to tomorrow. I will be flying out late enough. By the time I get to my destination, I'm just going to check into a hotel. That's all taken care of so far. And then Tuesday, I will rent a truck and show up and start loading everything in. And depending on how quickly that goes, I may actually just try to push through and get home Tuesday night. Otherwise, I'll be staying over somewhere between here and there on Tuesday night, and I'll come home Wednesday, fairly early, hopefully. And then I do have Ben and one other person scheduled here at 1 on Wednesday. So yeah, that's going to be great, getting all that taken care of so quickly. This table is kind of earmarked for cases that are in inventory, meaning they're part of their inventory. There's a lot of empty cases I'm getting as well. None of them are acro units, though. They used the Craftsman style, so it's a whole different style of drawer unit. And so this is going to be like command central for trying to get stuff into the store. I do have another table over there. You can just barely see it peeking out over there. And we walked by it a couple minutes ago. And I may set that up here as well for additional space. We'll see if I need it. And then there is a lot of, there's some bulk used. There's a few other things like that. And so that kind of thing, empty containers and different things like that, that's probably going to largely go over here on either side over here. I'm also getting a table. It's a 6-foot table. It does not fold in half like these do. So we may dump the table down here so we can put stuff under it and on top of it and kind of have 2 levels of stuff, both easier to get to. And there's some shelves as well. The shelves probably are not going to come down here because we don't have a home for them yet. So those will probably stay upstairs somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where, but we'll figure that out. I don't want to say I'm flying by to see my pants on this. I'm doing, and it's not last minute or anything. This has been in the works for a couple of months, actually. And even longer in some ways, because this is the person that I bought a tote of Bionicle from that I probably bought back in November and just hadn't actually managed to schedule a time to get down there to pick it up. And then he decided he was going to sell the whole store. So I'm just like, well, I should probably look into that. And so we've been talking about that for a bit. So yeah, that is what I've got going on tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day. I have to get to the bank. I have to go to the post office. I have to pack, but 2 days worth of clothes. It's not going to be a big deal. I have a real small bag. I'll bring my laptop as well. And so, yeah, that is what I've got going on. So I'll try to have some updates through that whole process as well. And I'm pretty sure I'm about to post that the vlog will go up on Thursday instead of Wednesday. But I may wait to make that call on Tuesday because if I push back and get home on Tuesday, I'm not going to unload the truck until Wednesday. No, so we'll push it until Thursday anyway because I'll end the vlog with getting everything in the house. And that's what I got going on. So it's kind of exciting. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And we'll come back with another update tomorrow. Thank you. All right, so I did not take any video loading the truck, but this is the full truck. And there is stuff going way back. All sorts of piles of stuff. And judging from looking at this, not much shifted badly. So that's a good thing. We will get this unloaded, and maybe we'll come up with some more videos as we get some unloaded. It is unfortunately raining out, so that causes problems. But anyway, thank you much. Well, we've already made a good deal of progress. Shoe boxes coming out. We had those stored in between the shelves of this unit, and a little bit on the front. And then we'll be getting to some other stuff. You can see there's some heavy-duty shelving in there, some loose boxes of bulk down here, and towers of drawer units over there that look like they have not moved, so that's good. I think the whole packing went really well. So we'll come back with another little update in a little bit. It's probably only been about 25 minutes, maybe only 20. Alright, so we've got another update here. A lot of stuff is out, although we still have some stuff down here. Rain's coming down heavier now. And so we've got these 2 metal shelves units. That's one. There's another one down here. We laid this one down on its back, and we put all the drawer units in it facing each other. So, and they fit in really nicely throughout all of these. So I think they probably did not shift much at all. They also nest into each other's little feet on the bottoms that go into these. So yeah, I'm hopeful that it turned out all right. But yeah, that's the next thing we're going to start dealing with. And we may start putting them in this tote to prevent them from spilling too much. We'll see. It's always, thank you. Well, here we are. This is the end of the truck. I've just got these 2 units, this box here, and these 2 big heavy shelves. I'm not 100% sure where these guys are going yet, but we'll figure that out. And it's raining pretty hard out now, so yeah. Thank you again. Hello. We are in my entryway, which is not seen too often. And the entire contents of the truck have been unloaded, and the truck's actually been returned over a day early. And now we're going to look at the stuff that came in as best we can. So first thing is, these sets. They are still here, and they take up about the same amount of space, but they're on this shelf now. So yeah, the other shelf, because I had 2 just like this, went to Ben. And we actually drove it out to his place to drop it off. Now, in here, in the game room, I've got a whole bunch of these yellow lid totes. There's some of the empty drawer units as well. Some wood that was used. They basically took a couple of shelving units, taped them together with the wood, and then they attached all their these drawer units to the wood to make a vertical stack. And then also over here, there's some other stuff, like this tote here has more of the Harbor Freight cases in it, which is really good because I would occasionally run low on them. But you'll see over there, there's more totes. There's that clear tote came as well. Let's see, what else came that's here? I don't think anything else right here. And then if we come over here, well, that drawer unit came, not a big deal. Over here, pretty much everything is the same over here. And then these boxes through here are new as well. And now we're going to go downstairs in the basement. We're going to pause and we'll come back. All right, and here we are in the basement. And nothing really changed through here. We still have these 3 bags of stuff here. This tote used to be over here. It was just moved out of the way because we actually opened that door. And we're going to go this way first. Not much to see that's different over here. Doors are moved because we actually pulled out the dollies to use those. And down here is where we actually start getting a little bit of difference. So this cart back here behind this cart came. Now, unfortunately, it does not fit down my aisles for using it as a picking cart. It does have nice metal wheels, which work a little bit better than these plastic ones that have been on my carts. And then if we come over here, you'll see that I've got this other unit that has really nice wheels on it. Boy, does it roll really smoothly. You can probably even tell. Just really nice. Also does not fit down my aisles. It's a little bit too wide. And that is okay. I may steal the wheels off of it and put it on my carts. We'll see. And then the big bulk of everything is right here. These are all the drawer units from the store. There's a lot. There are 10 down below of these 39 drawer Craftsman units. There is, I think, about 50 of these 30 drawer Craftsman units. And then, and I don't know if they're going to be visible or not. Yeah, none of them are visible. There are some. Is this one? No, that's not going to be one. There's some 9 drawer units, so they're basically 3, 3, 3. There is not that many of those with stuff in them. There's a number, but not a lot. A lot more were empty, and they actually were put in the yellow lidded totes upstairs along with parts in some cases. These drawer units came with stuff in them as well. New sticker sheets in some cases here, so we'll have to deal with that. That is all the stuff that's over here. And then if we come over this way, you'll see right ahead that there is a wall of 5 columns of 9 drawers of these Sterlite drawers. Plus there's some stuff on the floor, a bag of base plates, other pieces in these totes here. And then this table is set up with tons and tons of shoe boxes that are numbered and that were listed in his store. So I have a file, so I would basically be able to go to C0818 and find all those parts in the file. There is some stuff down below as well. A bag of boat hulls, random box of stuff, more stuff over there. So there's just stuff kind of everywhere. And there's a base plate here. Ben said that they might need this at Bricks Rock to complete a set, so that's kind of funny. He just happened to find that one. The other person who was here, oh, and we also have this Bionicle tub. That's kind of neat. And somewhere there's a unique Bionicle small little tub that was used for the Crata pieces, so that was kind of interesting. But the other person who was here helping me, he actually took a bunch of the electronic parts because he's been testing electronics for us, so he took more of those to take care of that. I also got this bag of Bionicle stuff, like paper type stuff, so it's kind of cool. I haven't really gone through that much. I know Ben and the other person did go through it some, and they were kind of drooling over parts of it. So yeah, there is a lot of work cut out for me. There is actually some additional stuff. There's some plastic shelving that went to one of the bedrooms. There's a whole, like 4 or 5 bags of, like large garbage bags full of essentially just packing material, bubble wrap, some paper, some small boxes, that sort of thing. So we will look at that and recycle or reuse as much of that as I can. But yeah, so now the next project, when I get there, will be to go through these and start adding stuff into my inventory. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that. I have a few options. I could actually try to assemble these in some sort of an order somewhere and actually just put these locations in my store. Because they're just plain numbers, I could probably do that because all mine have letters in front of them. But that would also cause parts to be in more than one place. Don't necessarily like that idea. I also really should be going through and double checking condition and quantity counts and that sort of thing. So I'm probably just going to grab a drawer unit one at a time and find it in the file because they're numbered. Most of them. There's a few that are not. Find it in the file and start going through them drawer by drawer. And then when that section is done, I will then use that as a file to upload to my store, seeing how many might be new parts and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. There is a lot going on. And because of this, clearly, I'm not going to be getting that expansion unit anytime real soon. If I do get it, I will probably have to move all this stuff somewhere else. I might also consider working on the shoe boxes, which you can barely see still over there, just because they take up more space. And I probably really need to think about having places for more shoe boxes. I mean, I have them along the wall here, and there's a couple of sections over there, and then those are bigger sections over there, and then underneath we can put them as well. But I probably just need even more because I think there's like over 100 shoe boxes over there behind me now that are in the store I bought. So, yeah. I will also say, so it was raining when we unloaded mostly, and during my trip, I feel like I had a relapse in getting sick, and so I'm not feeling well at all. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to see somebody about that. And so tonight, my main focus is to finish this video, splice it together with the other videos that are already been released, or not released, but already been recorded, and get that for release tomorrow. I also have 3 orders. Now, interestingly enough, for the 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that this kind of project has occurred, Monday was my flying down, and I slept overnight down there, and then Tuesday, loaded up, drove most of the way back, and then stayed in a hotel again, and then drove the rest of the way back this morning. And then Ben and the other person showed up around 1, and we started putting stuff away. It took until about 4. Of those 3 days, each of those days, I've only received 1 order. So for any time to be light on orders, it's probably a good time for that. Because, I mean, I could have just as easily gotten 3 or 4 orders a day, and then I had like 12 orders to deal with right now. So that's kind of nice. So yeah, first priority, get the video up and ready to go. And then perhaps the orders, a couple of them are pretty small, so it's not going to be that hard. And that is what I've got. So I'm assuming there's going to be some questions. Please ask away. Any comments, leave them down below. I am almost done with the other store as far as what I can do easily. These 4 cases here, I believe, are the last ones that are easily accessible as new parts that I can just quickly get into the store. And my plan was to continue filling up this acro unit with them. There's parts in some of these. Like this drawer has a part in the back half, but not the front half. So there's just, one full row, and then this one, and this one's half, and then the rest is all empty. So I can get a bunch more of those pieces into those drawers. So I don't know. It probably won't be quite all of these, but I can probably get through 1, maybe 2 of these cases. I do have another acro drawer unit already ready to go. I did continue this one. It's in the same file, so we'll probably continue that. And then we'll be done with that. And so that'll be good. I mean, there are more parts from that store purchase that need to be dealt with, mostly bulk and that sort of thing. And we will get to that. But I've been rambling a little bit. It looks like it's just over 8 minutes for just this section of the vlog. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.